to say that the war has gone on for 8 years too many.
That's right.
20 years, really.
Yeah.
As we speak, the U.S. is fighting a treacherous war that seems to be never-ending. Every day, innocent people are dying. Yet instead of the U.S. pulling the troops out, they continue to send thousands more in. And just as the U.S. is occupying the streets of Iraq and Afghanistan, our streets are being occupied in our neighborhoods by the police, by the landlords, by the banks and corporations that own more today than all of us combined will see in a lifetime.
Yeah.
Right.
War is being waged upon us through police brutality, racial profiling, budget cuts, school closures, and the list goes on and on. They say that we have no money for basic rights, such as health care and education, yet the U.S. spends billions of dollars a year on wars and occupations across the globe. First, we have Chris Gonzalez, who is an organizer with the Answer Coalition.
Good afternoon, brothers and sisters. On Thursday evening, as many of you may know, the United Nations Security Council voted for military intervention in Libya. And it's very important that we understand, because for us in the Answer Coalition, we must condemn the possibility of any military intervention by the United States or the United Nations or NATO. We have to rip the mask off all of the humanitarian slogans being used by the White House, the Secretary of State, and the Pentagon regarding their supposed concern for the fate of the people of Libya. At the very moment they're condemning Gaddafi and the Libyan government for its use of violence against the revolts inside of Libya, the same U.S. government, through its proxy and puppet regime in Saudi Arabia, is arming, financing, and sending troops to Bahrain to violently suppress the protests that have been going on for weeks.
For jobs and education, not for war and occupation. Money for jobs and education, not for war and occupation. Money for jobs and education, not for war and occupation. End the occupation, troops home now. End the occupation, troops home now. End the occupation, troops out now. End the occupation, troops out now. I can't hear you guys. I hear myself. I want to hear you. I know what I sound like. Let those projects over there hear what we're doing here. End the occupation. Troops home now. End the occupation. Troops home now. End the occupation. Troops home now. End the occupation. Troops home now.
End the occupation. All right.
And the corporate fascist state.
So we're sounding a little quiet out there. Let's get pumped up. We're out here for a reason. Let's be loud. Let's be proud of this.
Absolutely.
All right. So next we have Pat Scanlon, who is a coordinator with Veterans for Peace.
And the corporate fascist state. The corporate fascist state.
Is there another veteran out here? Is there another veteran? Hi, my name is Pat Scanlon. I'm coordinator for the Smedley Butler Brigade of Veterans for Peace, and these are some of my brothers behind me. I just came back this morning, so I didn't come here to speak, but they said, would you say a few words? And I said, yeah, I'd be glad to. I just came back from an event last night down on the Cape. All of our chapters, we take names and that we affiliate with. Ours is Smedley Butler Brigade. Smedley Butler was the most decorated Marine in U.S. history. He won 2 Congressional Medals of Honor. He saved the country from a coup, and he 33 years in the military, 2 Congressional Medals of Honor, and in retirement he realized that he was nothing more than a mercenary for capitalism.
Right.
That's out of his book, War is a Racket. You ask any Marine who Smedley Butler is, and they'll tell you that he's he's the Marine. They don't know the second half of Smedley Butler. That's who we represent, and we're proud to represent Smedley Butler. I was down on the Cape last night. I played a little music down there, and for an event that they are taking They've changed the name of their chapter, the Jeffrey Lucy chapter. Corporal Jeffrey Lucy. This is one of the collateral damage of this war, or veterans that are committing suicide, veterans that have PTSD. I do some work at the VA, and I'm telling you, it's like 30% of the vets coming back are suffering from PTSD.
So what do we do? The people are under attack. So what do we do? The people are under attack. So what do we do? All right.
Occupation. End the occupation. End the occupation. End the occupation.
In Wisconsin, there's thousands of people in the streets every day. After the elections, in the news they told us, well, the United States is a right-wing country. We're all Tea Partiers. I'm not a Tea Party member. I am a socialist. And I became a socialist because of the conditions of my community. I was tired of living in poverty. I was tired of living without an education. And I was tired of being oppressed every day by the NYPD. You can't walk out of your building without being asked where you're going. Let me see your ID. My answer is clear. When I'm being asked for ID, where's your ID? I live in this community. I know you don't live here, so where are your credentials to be walking around my neighborhood?
What's your sign about?
The sign is about bringing my friends home alive and taking care of them and keeping them alive once they get home. Right now there's been about 15,000 soldiers who have committed suicide after returning from the Iraq and Afghanistan wars that are under the age 30 from suicide, overdoses, reckless car accidents, motorcycle accidents. 15,000 of my comrades are dead at their own hand. 2 times as many as have died in these wars, and it's time for the people to start taking care of them, for the government to stop redeploying them back into combat after they've been traumatized by their experiences in war.
So this is your friend here who's still in Iraq?
This is one of our medics.
And you're a veteran too, aren't you?
Yeah.
You served in Iraq or Afghanistan?
I served in the Iraq War.
Okay, so you're a member also of Iraq Veterans Against the War?
No, I'm not a member.
Okay, which is just a supporter. Thanks a lot. You can see the other side of your sign?
Don't send them back with PTSD.
Yeah, I hear they're sending soldiers back with 4 or 5 tours of duty who aren't ready to see combat again.
Veterans have started Operation Recovery, a campaign to end the deployment of traumatized troops.
Thank you very much.
What do we want?
Troops out!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Troops out!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Troops out!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Troops out!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Troops out!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Troops out! Now! Troops out!
Yeah, for now.
Now! Troops out!
No justice, no peace.
U.S. out of the Middle East!
No justice, no peace.
U.S. out of the Middle East!